Hi guys, Little Lady here again. Right, so tonight's going to be another easy one. We're both really busy at the moment and well, just want to try and make it as easy as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a steak sandwich. It's not just going to be steak on its own. I'm going to have a few bits and pieces to go there with it. I just want, excuse me, I have had a lot of comments about my arm. Just want to let you know, because to be honest, I'm sick of writing them out loads and loads of times. I was at the hospital a week ago today, and that's where they took some bloods from us, and they absolutely bloodshot us. So that's all. It was just bloods. Nothing else was the matter with it. And it's starting to heal now. It doesn't look as gross. So anyway, let's get on and I'll bring you down and show you the ingredients. Right, so the first thing I've got is the steak. Now, it's just a cheap steak from Aldi's. Well, I mean, I did buy ribeye because if you're going to have something, you're going to have it nice. But one steak is going to do the sandwich for both me and Ian. So I've got one of the part-baked, stone-baked baguettes as well. So I'm going to cook that off. Got some rocket to go in with it. I'm going to do some peppers and onions. And I'm also going to do a little bit of a cheese sauce just to go over the top of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the peppers and onions on, because them're the things that take the longest to cook. I want them to become really soft and caramelised. Right, so the first things I'm going to do is the onions. Just going to get my bowl for the gubbins again. Right. For some reason lately, that little silver skin bit on there doesn't seem to be coming off. There we go. Just makes it slippery when you're trying to cut it up. And just this one. Right. And all I'm going to do is slice it up. Right, so I'm just going to get on with the rest of these and then I'll come back. Right, so that's all of the onions done, and I'm just doing the pepper now. I'm just taking out all of the seeds and everything. Not all of them, I can see two there, but I'm not bothered about that. And just slice it all off. So this is the sweet pepper, this one. This isn't got any heat to it at all. Right, so I'm going to bring you over and we'll start getting these cooking on in the pan. Right, so I'm going to put just some ordinary olive oil in here, not the extra virgin, and also some butter. Oops. Just because it's a sandwich doesn't mean it hasn't got to be a good sandwich. Get this all swished around. And then we'll get onions and the peppers in there. And they'll just slowly cook down. Like I say, we want them so they're nice and caramelised. And it's a pretty quick one. However, this is probably the longest bit to caramelise these down. But you can always get on with doing something else. So just to help that on its way, I'm going to put a bit of salt in. That just draws out the moisture. Helps them soften off a lot quicker. Right, so I'll come back when they're all softened. Right, so when they're softening down, I'm just going to do the little bit of cheese sauce. I've got just about 2 teaspoons of butter. And I'm going to let that melt down. A little bit extra in there. Might as well not waste it.
going to turn that up just a little bit. And then the same amount of flour, about 2 teaspoons. We're only making enough for a sandwich. Oh, that's to chop the peppers and the onions. There we go. And move it up just a little bit. Let you have a look at this as well while I'm giving it a bit of a stir. Right. I've just put this cover on. It's a splatter guard, but actually it's really good for when you're doing this. Once they're nice and soft, I'll take that off and I'll let them properly caramelise. But that was 5 minutes, and we'll get on with doing this bit. There we go. And I'll use this. Let's get it so it's nice and smooth. Do you know what I forgot to do? Get some milk out. How did you supposed to make a sauce without milk? Right. I'm going to start off with 100 ml of milk. Don't think it'll take much more than that. Incorporate it, just give it about a minute just to make sure that that flour is cooked out a little bit. There we go. Bubbling, so I think that should be fine. Add a little bit of milk. Stir. It does look like sometimes it looks like it's going to clump right up. There you see. That's the flour absorbing the liquid. A bit more. I think I'm going to need more than 100 ml actually. Right. Let's keep it going. Use a whisk if you would feel better with a whisk. That's the full 100 ml in, so let's see how this goes. It looks like it's all lumpy, but as soon as it starts to warm up, let's have a look. There, all the lumps are coming out now, look. There we go. Actually, I think that 100 ml is going to be more than enough just for the sandwich. Got a new mustard. See if I can get this open. There we go. And just about half a teaspoon of mustard. It doesn't end up hot. It just actually brings out the cheesiness. And gives it a nice colour actually. I'm going to turn that off. I've got 40 grams of cheddar. Just going to pop that in bits at a time. Oops, stuck my finger. And let that melt through. Enough to melt the cheese. A bit more. I'm just going to bump it in. I'm just going to be reckless and just shove it all in. I'm going to pop a little bit of white pepper into here. I'm not going to add any salt because I like the extra mature cheddar. I think that'll be salty enough. With there'll be salt on the steak, salt on the peppers and onions. So I think that's going to be more than enough salt. I do like my salt, but there is times where you've got to turn around and say, right, that's about enough. Right, I'm just going to keep going with that until all the cheese is melted through. So that's had another 5 minutes with the lid on, and as you can see, it's already starting to caramelise. So I've just taken that lid off, and I'm going to give it maybe another 5 minutes. And now I am going to pop the baguette into the oven. It says 12 minutes on 180 fan. So I'm just going to do it in the little oven, get that nice and cooked up as well. Right, so it's steak time. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of just ordinary table salt. I haven't got any sea salt at the minute. I've got my pan on a medium heat, and I'm going to use a bit of white pepper because it doesn't burn as easily as the black pepper, and that's the last thing you want to do. Again, a little bit of olive oil just on there. Work that seasoning in as well. A little bit more. Right, and then we'll do the same once it's actually in the pan. Quickly put my hands through there, and we'll go over and we'll start cooking it on the pan. Right, so I've had that warming up. As you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of a smoke coming off here. So season side down. So again, on this side, a little bit of salt. A little bit of white pepper. And some of the olive oil. Right, it's not a very thick steak, this one, so I probably will give it about 2 minutes each side. But what I like to do is flip it every minute. So it's been on, I'd say about 20-30 seconds now. Going to give it a couple of more seconds, and we'll turn it over. I need to get some of them silicone handle things. I've been looking at them, you know, just because I love this cast iron. And to be honest, we bought them ages ago and then we stopped using them for some reason. But for doing stuff like this, it's absolutely amazing. So I'd say that's probably about a minute for the first side. I'm just going to turn that over and give that a minute that side. And we'll come back when that minute's over. Right, that's a minute on the other side. Turn it back over again. Another minute. See that fat starting to just render down a little bit as well. So when the alarm goes off again, I'll turn it back over and that'll be the final minute. Right, so it's just about to come up. I'm just waiting for the alarm to go off. And then I'm going to let it rest for the 4 minutes that I cooked it for. As soon as that alarm goes off, there we go. Right, so I'm going to let that rest for at least 4 minutes and then we'll come back and it's time to build the sandwich. Right, so that's had 4 minutes resting. I've taken out the peppers and onions and put them on some kitchen roll just to get rid of the excess fat on there. I'm just going to move that to one side for a second. So the first thing I'm going to do is knock everything over. I'm going to open up the baguette. What you've got to realise is while this has been resting, it's collected so many juices. Now, I hate to waste these juices, so these are going to go onto the bottom half of the baguette. All of them. Right. And now I'm going to cut up this. Means I need this knife. Can you see all right? I should really. Nah. Get rid of that. Into the sink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to one side for a second. I'm going to put my meat board on this board, and I'm just going to slice it up like this. I wish I had gotten a thicker one because I would have liked it a bit more rare than that, but that is still, if you look at that, it's still as tender as anything. You can literally just pull it apart. Look at that bit. Oh, lovely. Just slice it all up. Just gorgeous. It's literally, I could have used a dinner knife, to be perfectly honest. Right, I'm just going to clear up a little bit and then we'll start building. Right, so again, we'll move this back to this side. It's the bits with all the drippings on. And then we're just going to pile this on. Look at that. It's still got a little bit of pink on the thicker bits. Oh, look at that. And that was one steak between the two of it. And then what goes on there is your peppers and onions. Any that fell off, just make sure that they go back on. There you go. Time to get rid of that lot. We put a bit of rocket on. I love the peppery taste of that with the steak. Oh, give it a little bit of a pat down. Oh, look at that. And little bit of cheese sauce just over the top. Put that little bit of mustard in. Get the pepperiness of the rocket. Pop the lid on. Whoa. Is that not the best steak sandwich in the world? Right, so
what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. This is going to be between me and Ian. And Ian's also made a Greek salad to go with it. So I'm just going to get that and then we will have a bit of a taste, the both of it. Right, so the sandwich is done. I cut this in half. It's going to squirt.
Looking forward to this.
It's like the best steak sandwich in the world. And Ian has also done a recipe tonight and we're going to have them together, so we're going to show us having them together. And he's done a lovely Greek salad. So what we're going to do first, just remix this up. Look at that. Should we just dig out of the bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. A couple of forks. Sandwich and salad.
Yeah.
There we go. So I think it's taste testing time.
Right, hello.
Hiya. Both together again.
Right, we're doing this together. So that is the Greek salad that you saw earlier that I've made. And to go with it, this lovely steak sandwich that Amanda has made. It looks banging. So
what is that?
we're going to have a taste test.
I'm going to try this first. Really be looking forward to this all
Yeah,
day, to be
try and get a
perfectly
bit of
honest.
everything on there.
Yeah, I want a bit of cucumber, I want a bit of that feta, tomato, onion.
Yeah. It's a big mouthful, but
The only thing I probably won't have is the olives, because I don't mind them, but they're not my favourite. But I do like the salty brininess of it.
Wow. Oh yeah. That's a perfect combination with the olives and everything for me. I love olives. With the feta cheese. I'm glad I didn't put much salt in it because feta's quite
So is it olive.
salty.
I am going to eat an olive, just so you can see.
But that's been sat for what, 15, 20 minutes? We've stirred it a couple of times
While I cook the steak.
and it's so fresh with that mint in there. Combination of the mint, the olives, the olive oil, the lemon juice, the crunch of the onions and the crunch of the cucumber and the tomato. Just banging.
Can I just say, I had a little bit of a mouthful of all of the other stuff. And like I've just said, I'm not that keen on olives. I put half an olive in. Absolutely gorgeous.
They're Greek olives, them ones. We can use the black ones as well if you want. We just so happen to have some Greek ones in there.
I had them in the fridge, so we might as well use them.
Yeah.
In fact, to be honest, I'm going to have another olive.
Really nice. You need some more then. That's lovely. I mean, it's so simple to make, as you saw.
You know, on a hot summer's day.
Took me, what, 10 minutes to put that together? With that. That's chopping it up and getting everything ready. Bang. In
And
the
it's
bowl.
better
done.
for leaving it for that.
It's like, it reminds me of, I mean, have I done a panzanella on my channel? I think
No, not yet.
Panzanella is one of my favourite salads. And the longer you leave that, the better it gets. If I haven't done a panzanella, I might have to do that as well.
Yeah.
Because that is
Definitely.
banging. Right, we're going to have a go at this sandwich.
Right. Your weapon of choice.
Look at that bit of cheese there, look.
Yeah. Bit of steak.
Melty cheese, what's not to like? Right,
Cheers.
it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Mustard in that cheese, isn't there?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Just a little bit.
Whoa. That and that, what a combination.
It's just a full meal.
Absolutely. Absolutely banging. Well, I think we're going to finish that off and sit down. The wife is going to be watching us chomping away like maddens.
Try that steak sandwich.
Yeah, that steak sandwich and the salad. Right, so we're going to leave that one there.
Yeah.
So again, thank you everybody for watching both of us.
We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. Thanks for all your lovely comments and your likes and your shares. And anybody that subscribed, thank you all. It really means a lot.
And also, I just want to say thank you for your concerns about this.
Yeah.
You know, we says if a flake of snow hit me, I would bruise.
You do bruise easily, like.
I do bruise really easily. So that was literally just taking some blood. Nothing bad has happened. So thank you very much for your concern, and I really do appreciate it. So,
Yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
and actually we're just going to stand here. We're not even going to take it in the
Not even going to, yeah, we're just going to eat off the
We're
board.
just going to sit here and eat it off the board.
Yeah.
So see you later.
We'll see you soon, guys. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Bye.
Bye.